What do you think about forgiveness? Is it a sign of weakness? Are those who forgive just fools? These are common beliefs in today's world, where forgiveness is often misunderstood. People argue that forgiveness shows vulnerability and makes you an easy target. Others say that holding on to anger and seeking revenge are more justified responses. But let me ask you, what happens when you don't forgive? You hold on to anger, resentment, and grudges. These emotions do more than disturb your peace. They take over your mind, hurt your spirit, and slowly poison your happiness. This is why forgiveness is essential, not for others, but for you. Let's take a deeper look at what true forgiveness means, how it benefits you, and how to forgive without letting others take advantage of your kindness. The misconception about forgiveness. In many cultures, forgiveness is equated with weakness. You might hear phrases like, "Never forgive someone who betrays you." "Holding grudges shows strength." "Revenge proves your worth." But these beliefs are flawed. Holding on to negative emotions doesn't empower you. It weakens you. Carrying resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. The cost of holding grudges. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents anger, bitterness, and resentment. The longer you hold on to it, the heavier it feels. It drains your energy, slows you down, and makes your journey unbearable. Forgiveness is like setting down that backpack. You don't do it for others. You do it for yourself, to regain freedom and peace. What is true forgiveness? Real forgiveness is not about forgetting the hurt or letting someone harm you repeatedly. It's about releasing negative emotions and protecting your peace while staying wise about your boundaries. Forgiveness with wisdom. Forgiveness combined with wisdom means 1. Letting go. Release the anger and pain for your well-being. 2. Setting boundaries. Understand the harm caused and take steps to avoid it happening again. 3. Moving forward. Choose self-love over holding on to negativity. If a close friend betrays your trust, forgiving them doesn't mean blindly trusting them again. It means letting go of the bitterness while deciding whether or not to continue the friendship. Why forgiveness benefits you. When you forgive, you're not condoning bad behavior or excusing someone's actions. Instead, you're prioritizing your mental and emotional health. 1. Mental clarity. Anger clouds judgment. When you forgive, you free your mind to focus on more important aspects of life, such as growth and happiness. 2. Emotional healing. Resentment keeps wounds open. Forgiveness allows you to heal by releasing the pain associated with the hurt. 3. Spiritual growth. Carrying grudges creates negative energy that blocks spiritual development. Forgiveness clears the path to inner peace and enlightenment. A monk, when insulted, doesn't retaliate because he understands that reacting would disturb his inner calm. Similarly, forgiveness helps you maintain your equilibrium. How to forgive without being a fool. A common fear is that forgiving someone might make you vulnerable to further harm. However, true forgiveness doesn't mean allowing others to hurt you again. 1. Acknowledge the pain. Understand what caused the hurt and validate your feelings. Suppressing emotions only leads to unresolved anger. 2. Separate the act from the person. Recognize that people make mistakes. Focus on the harmful action rather than labeling the person entirely as bad. 3. Forgive, but don't forget. Let go of the anger, but remember the lesson. Use the experience to protect yourself in the future. 4. Establish boundaries. Forgiveness doesn't mean letting toxic people stay in your life. Maintain distance if needed to protect your peace. If a coworker undermines you at work, forgiving them means not harboring resentment. However, it also means being cautious in future interactions. Practical steps to forgive someone. Forgiveness is a process, not an instant decision. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you move forward. 1. Reflect on the situation. Take time to understand the hurt and its impact on you. Journaling or talking to someone you trust can help process your emotions. 2. Practice empathy. Try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. This doesn't excuse their actions, but helps you understand their motivations. 3. Focus on self-love. Remember, forgiveness is for your benefit. Prioritize your peace and well-being over the negativity of holding a grudge. 4. Use meditation and mindfulness. Buddhist practices like meditation can help release anger and cultivate compassion. Focus on your breath and visualize letting go of the pain. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Imagine the person who hurt you. With each exhale, release a part of your anger. With each inhale, invite peace and forgiveness into your heart. 5. Let time do its work. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. Forgiveness and karma. In Buddhism, karma teaches us that our actions have consequences. Forgiveness doesn't interfere with this natural law. Instead, it ensures that your response to harm doesn't create negative karma for yourself. By forgiving, you're choosing kindness over revenge, which generates positive energy for your future. If someone spreads rumors about you, reacting with anger might escalate the conflict. Forgiving them and moving on protects your peace and avoids unnecessary drama. The transformation forgiveness brings. Forgiveness transforms pain into wisdom and bitterness into compassion. It's a gift you give to yourself, a declaration that your peace is more important than the harm done to you. Don't miss out. If you find this guide helpful, subscribe to Buddhism in Modern Life for more insights on applying Buddhist wisdom to everyday challenges. Together, we can create a more mindful and compassionate world. Forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. In the next part, we'll explore deeper strategies to forgive and how to use forgiveness as a tool for personal and spiritual transformation. Stay tuned. In the first part of this guide, we uncovered the essence of forgiveness and its transformative power. But the journey doesn't stop there. Forgiveness is a continuous process that demands effort, reflection, and self-awareness. In this second part, we'll dive deeper into advanced strategies for forgiveness, how to integrate it into your daily life, and how it becomes a cornerstone for personal growth and spiritual well-being. Why do we struggle to forgive? Before delving into practical techniques, let's examine why forgiveness feels so difficult. Understanding these barriers can help us navigate the process with greater clarity. 1. Attachment to pain. Ironically, holding on to pain can feel comforting because it gives us a sense of righteousness or control. We might believe that letting go diminishes the wrong done to us, but in reality, clinging to pain only prolongs suffering. 2. Fear of vulnerability. Forgiving can feel like exposing ourselves to further harm. This fear prevents us from opening up to healing as we build emotional walls to protect ourselves. 3. Lack of closure. Sometimes, we wait for an apology or acknowledgement from the person who hurt us. However, forgiveness doesn't require their participation. It's a decision you make for yourself. Imagine a parent who neglects their child emotionally. Even as an adult, the child might wait for validation or regret from the parent, which may never come. Forgiving without expecting closure is an act of self-liberation. The role of self-compassion in forgiveness. Forgiveness begins with self-compassion. Before extending grace to others, we must learn to be kind to ourselves. 1. Acknowledge your pain. Recognize that it's okay to feel hurt. Suppressing emotions creates unresolved anger, while acknowledging them opens the door to healing. 2. Forgive yourself first. Often, we blame ourselves for the harm caused by others. Let go of this self-blame and affirm that you deserve peace and happiness. Write a letter to yourself expressing forgiveness for past mistakes or perceived weaknesses. This act can be incredibly cathartic. How forgiveness fosters personal growth. Forgiveness is not just about letting go. It's about growing stronger and wiser through the process. 1. Cultivating emotional resilience. Learning to forgive helps you bounce back from setbacks with grace. It trains your mind to focus on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. 2. Strengthening relationships. Forgiveness deepens your ability to empathize, making your connections more genuine and compassionate. 3. Enhancing spiritual well-being. Letting go of grudges aligns you with higher spiritual principles like love, compassion, and understanding. A person who forgives a cheating partner might choose to end the relationship but still wish the partner well. This approach demonstrates emotional maturity and prioritizes personal peace over revenge. Transforming forgiveness into a daily practice. To make forgiveness a habit, integrated into your daily life through intentional actions and mindfulness. 1. Start your day with gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. Begin each morning by listing 3 things you're grateful for, even amidst challenges. 2. Meditate on compassion. Use meditation to cultivate compassion for yourself and others. Visualize the person who hurt you and imagine sending them positive energy while freeing yourself from anger. 3. Practice detachment. Buddhism teaches the value of detachment, not from people but from expectations. By releasing unrealistic expectations of others, you reduce the likelihood of feeling hurt. Sit in a quiet space and close your eyes. Visualize the person who wronged you. And with each breath, repeat silently, I release this pain. I choose peace. End by imagining yourself surrounded by light and calm. Every act of forgiveness carries a lesson. Instead of dwelling on the harm, focus on what the experience taught you. 1. Redefine strength. True strength lies not in holding on to anger, but in letting go. Forgiveness demonstrates courage and emotional intelligence. 2. Recognize patterns. Hurt often comes from repeated patterns, whether in relationships, friendships, or workplace dynamics. Use forgiveness as a tool to identify and break these cycles. 3. Empower yourself. Forgiveness shifts the power dynamic. By choosing to let go, you take control of your narrative and refuse to let someone else's actions define your happiness. A person bullied in school might carry resentment for years. By forgiving the bullies, they reclaim their power and focus on building confidence and success, rather than remaining stuck in the past. When forgiveness feels impossible, there are times when the pain feels too great to forgive. In such situations, take smaller steps. 1. Seek support. Talk to a therapist, mentor, or trusted friend. Sharing your feelings can provide perspective and help you process emotions. 2. Focus on neutrality. If forgiveness feels out of reach, aim for neutrality. Strive to feel indifferent rather than angry when thinking about the person. 3. Allow time to heal. Forgiveness doesn't have a deadline. Give yourself the time and space needed to move forward. Someone who loses a loved one due to another's negligence might initially find forgiveness impossible. Over time, with support and inner work, they can release the pain for their own healing. The Buddhist perspective on forgiveness. In Buddhism, forgiveness is an essential practice for achieving enlightenment. It aligns with principles such as 1. Karma. By forgiving, you prevent the creation of negative karma. Holding on to anger perpetuates a cycle of harm, while forgiveness breaks it. 2. Loving kindness. Metta. Forgiveness is an expression of metta, or unconditional goodwill. It teaches us to wish happiness and peace for all beings, even those who hurt us. 3. Impermanence. Everything, including pain, is temporary. Understanding impermanence helps us release attachment to suffering. Example: a Buddhist monk forgives a thief, not to excuse the crime, but to demonstrate compassion and offer the thief a chance to change their path. Forgiveness is not about the person who hurt you, it's about you. It's about choosing peace over pain, love over resentment, and growth over stagnation. Forgiveness is a strength, not a weakness. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning and protecting yourself. Self-compassion is the foundation of forgiveness. Forgiveness fosters emotional resilience, stronger relationships, and spiritual growth. Use practical tools like meditation, gratitude, and mindfulness to make forgiveness a daily practice. When you forgive, you release yourself from the chains of anger and bitterness. You open your heart to healing, wisdom, and peace. If this guide resonated with you, subscribe to Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, we'll explore the teachings of mindfulness, compassion, and self-growth to transform everyday challenges into opportunities for enlightenment.